Welcome, everybody, to the next edition of the Stay on Course podcast. Today, well, guys, I have a very special guest. It is Cindy Gelormini, and she is the Paint Diva. For those of you who do not know her, she's been helping people choose paint colors they love for over 20 years. And after a decade of being a decorative mural artist, she went to work at Benjamin Moore, a retailer, as their in-store interior designer. And during that time, she made the process of color selection so surprisingly painless and easy that other people started to know her as the Paint Diva. And here is her book. I'm super excited to have you here on the Stay in Course podcast. Cindy, welcome.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Awesome, awesome. Well, listen, before we get started in Stay on Course fashion, I ask all of my guests, what is your favorite food?
Oh, is that the first question?
That is the first question.
Well, I have to tell you, I knew you were going to ask me this question, and trying to choose a favorite food is like trying to pick a paint color. It's almost impossible because there's too many good ones.
Mm.
I like, in general, I love Italian food. And if I have to narrow it down, I was thinking, what would I order in a restaurant? And it's always going to be a chicken dish. It's going to be chicken francese, chicken marsala, or chicken saltimbocca, which I love.
Mm.
And it has that little thin piece of prosciutto on there and
Mm.
and spinach and maybe a little bit of mozz on there. And I looked it up and saltimbocca means jump in your mouth. Isn't that good? Now you want to go home and make saltimbocca.
Well, I love that. I love that. And Italian food is amazing. Cindy, are you Italian?
I am not. My husband's Italian, so I feel like I'm half Italian
All
because
right.
I've been married so long and I have the name.
And you grew up in Jersey, so you might as
Oh
well be
yeah.
Italian,
Yeah.
right? Okay, Cindy, let's just quickly talk about this book that I have in my hand because I'm so excited about it. I love how colorful it is. It's behind you and people can probably see it better there, but here's the
Mhm.
book. But I
Yes.
love like the colors are so exciting. Um, and I know that you take people through the paint picking process. Is that correct?
Mhm. Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that. Like, how does that even work?
Well, the first thing that I do when I go to somebody's home is I usually walk around and look at the home to get a feel for their style, the type of house they have, what kind of furniture they have, what colors they seem to gravitate toward. Um, and then I will give them a quick 30-second color lesson. And I show them, actually, I can show you right now. I'll show them gray colors, even though gray's on the way out, but it's a good explanation of the undertones. And oh, this is an old beat up Van Dyke, but I'll show them how these are all gray and these are cool grays and these are warm grays. And a lot of the colors, most of the colors fall into one of those categories, either warm or cool. And then we walk around room by room, and it's all about matching your stuff. It really is. I always tell people you can't just say, "Oh, my friend put Revere pewter in her house and I love it," and then you try Revere pewter and it looks green on your walls and your cabinets look purple and nothing works and you don't know why, because it's all about the undertones. And that's the thing that confuses people the most is the undertones.
Mm.
And so in the beginning of the book, I try to explain undertones, but I tried to make the book really easy to understand. I wanted an 8-year-old to read the book and understand it. So I
Right.
don't get into any kind of technical terms. I tried to keep it very basic, very simple. I describe colors as either clear or muddy, warm or cool. Um, so the beginning is, just the teaching. And then in the second part of the book, we go room by room. And I always start in the
Oh,
kitchen. Whenever I
okay.
go to somebody's house, because a lot of my clients just bought a new house
Mm-hmm.
and they have to paint every room in the whole house before they move in. And I live in, a half hour from New York City. So people move here from the city. They came from a small apartment. Now they're buying a big house. They don't have any furniture. They don't know how to pick color for one room, let alone a whole house of 5 bedrooms and, all that. So it's very overwhelming for them. Um, so we start in the kitchen. because you've got the cabinets, the countertop, the backsplash, everything is set in stone literally.
Hmm.
And I'll start with what looks best in your kitchen, and then we'll move on from there. And then we go room by room, living room, dining room, kitchen, foyer, all that. So that's the course that I've laid out in the book. So the second part is going room by room, talking about what you look at in each room. The living room, you look at the couch, you look at the rug, things like that. So
Yeah. This is amazing. I love the book. And what some of you may not know is that I've worked with Cindy a few times. Cindy, we've worked together on this exact thing so many times. A few
mhm.
times. Was it three or two? I don't know.
I did your townhouse a couple times. We did upstairs when you were doing your master bath and everything, and then we did the living room, kitchen area, and your office, um, and
That's
then
right.
we did your house when you moved it. Just what I was explaining. You bought a house, and we had to do the whole house when you moved in, and then when you
Yes.
moved to Florida, we did it virtually.
Oh my God, oh my God, I didn't even realize that we worked together that many times. Three
Uh-huh.
times. We did three houses. So okay.
Three houses, yeah, but like a total of like 4 or 5 times, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah, because
because
that's how it works. Like you were remodeling your bathroom, right? So I work with people, and when you remodel, you have to pick the tile, the vanity, the grout color, the lighting, like every single little detail. And paint is
overwhelming.
last. So by the time people get to paint, they're fried. They're like, I can't do this anymore. I can't make another decision. Just tell me what to do.
It's so overwhelming. It's
Hmm.
so overwhelming. I remember, I don't even think you helped me the very first time. I think that in the townhouse, it might have been the second go around where I was getting terribly bored of what I picked. But I remember when I was doing my townhouse for the first time, how overwhelming it was to pick out everything at Lowe's. I was there, I think I was there for 6 hours
Hmm.
having to pick out everything because I bought a fixer upper. And I think that's the best investment, honestly. If anybody's listening, if you are a young person
Right.
and you want to buy a home, the best thing to do is buy a fixer upper because slowly over time you can fix it and you can call the paint diva to help you make it all look better because you just throw a little paint on the walls and everything. You could fix a lot with paint,
Yes.
Cindy.
Yes, you really can.
You buy a house, you get some good luxury vinyl and you throw a good color paint on the wall. You're rocking and rolling and
Right.
you can fix your house up over time. The whole process that you took us through and maybe we'll go through the process. Let's talk about what I went through because it's a good example and inside of this are like the ingredients for success. One of the ingredients for success, Cindy, in working with you, this is going to sound silly maybe, is just trust the paint diva.
Yes.
Just freaking trust the paint diva because she knows what is going on. Like you literally look at everything and I'm like, "Oh, I think I want this color." And you're like, "But, the undertone of this and the this and this." And you're right. Like you could pick something that you think is going to look right, but then up against the tile and in the kitchen especially and the cabinets. Remember I had that very like weird undertone in my cabinet, like yellow.
Yes, I'm seeing a lot of that right now too, where there's a lot of cabinets that are they're not white, they're creamy beigey color, and some of them have glaze on them as well. Um, and the undertones of them sometimes are a little peachy, a little yellowy, have maybe a hint of green in it, right? And so people are sampling, and what people do is they look on Instagram or they'll read a blog and they'll say, "Oh, well, I heard that, Balboa Mist is a great color." And then they put it up and then it looks purple and the cabinets look green. Like they
Oh
don't,
gosh.
because they're not understanding the undertones. The first thing you have to do is I go to the off-white section for Benjamin Moore, and they're all, a little yellow, a little peach, a little green, a little blue, right? And you just
Mm.
fan it out, and I lay it on top of the cabinet, and I try to figure out what's going on with the cabinet color. Is it a little yellow, a little peach, or whatever? Then that tells me what color can go on the walls.
Right. Yeah.
You can't
And
mix them.
you can't make the wrong decision here because it's very expensive. You're buying the paint, usually you're hiring a contractor.
Hmm.
Unless you're not and you're doing it yourself, it's really a pain to have to repaint or like get to the store and have the wrong color. You've never given me the wrong color. I may not have liked there was one time I didn't like the color in the bathroom. I was like, I didn't really like remember that light blue that we picked out? But it was such a small bathroom. You just got
Mhm.
sick of that blue color after a while.
Mhm.
But it's
Mhm.
like how long can you love a color before you're like you don't love it anymore and you're sick of it?
Right. But the thing is, sometimes people don't like my answer because they don't like the colors that go with the stuff that they picked. I'm like, well, you picked this tile. This is what goes with the tile you picked, you know? So
Right.
I try to get to people before they lock things in. Like if you're going to remodel your bathroom and you're choosing the tile, let's talk about what paint colors are going to go with this tile before you purchase the tile, just to
Yeah.
make sure that you're going to like all of it.
Right.
Because people don't really think it through. Like I said, they leave the paint for last. I'm like, well, now what you picked is making it difficult for me because you don't like the choices that go with all the stuff that you picked already.
True. True story. Yes. I mean, the paint color behind me, that wall, you picked out
Hmm.
that color. I don't
Yes.
know what color it is, but
It's a blue, I don't remember, but I purposely picked that for you because of your blue eyes.
yes. And it's so weird because when I went to do this room, I wasn't here and you weren't here. Oh, that's awful. Like we weren't even here in the rooms. We had to look at the pictures. We did this online. And then the other part to the story is that the contractor was here when I wasn't here. So he
Hmm.
came and he painted this wall. It was the wrong wall he painted.
Mm.
In my mind, I was painting this wall. But
Oh, okay.
but then when I got here, I'm like, all right, well, what am I going to do? Now it's painted, but it actually looks better that this he is here and my desk is in this corner. So
Hmm.
the whole thing worked out fine because in that corner I have a guest bed.
Hmm.
So the way whatever happened, it happened for a reason, and I love the color behind me. We did a lot of blue in this house, but like what I'm not okay with is this idea that we're getting rid of gray. We need to have this conversation about the grays because we went in my first house. We went from the browns. We went to that very Italian looking brown look, deep
Hmm.
like chocolate brown, to
Hmm.
having to migrate everything into gray. What
Hmm.
are we going back? What are we doing next? What's the next thing, Cindy?
Well, I'll tell you, 9 years ago, I left the paint store that I was working at and I went out on my own. And to get word out there that I was out there, I created what I called the library tour. And I booked speaking engagements at every library within the county. And I put together a PowerPoint of design trends from the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s to the 2000s.
Oh,
And the 50s had those really cute bathrooms that were pink and turquoise, right? And then Jackie O came out and she wore this yellow dress, and then all of a sudden everything was yellow. The kitchens were yellow, the bathrooms were yellow. And I was showing how fashion kind of, influences what's
oh,
going on with the design trends, right? And then we went into the 70s where everything was the avocado green and the rust and the gold, right? And then you get into the 80s and everything was mauve and mint green, right? Sea foam,
yeah.
right? And Princess Diana and everything became like Laura Ashley explosion of flowers and wallpaper
Oh,
crazy, right?
yes.
And we went through all of this and then we got into the early 2000s. I called that the Tuscan era when everybody wanted to be in Tuscany, and we did cherry cabinets, granite and tumbled marble
Yep.
everywhere. Everybody had a red dining room. Everything was red, gold, and green, right? And
Yep.
this
And
is when the room
brown.
starts getting silent because everybody's thinking, well, that's my house now, right? And then then we went into gray, and it looked like I had switched to black and white photography, and it
Yeah.
wasn't. It was just everything was gray and white, complete absence of color. And so when I looked at that, I said,
Yeah.
I already know from looking at fashion magazines and stuff that they're going to say, what were we thinking? I already know the next trend is going to be color because people are going to get so tired of the no color for 10 years that they're going to
Right.
say, we need color.
Oh, so the
So
color is the trend.
correct. So right now, color drenching is a big thing where it's like take that deep blue that you have in your room, but you wrap the whole room in it. The trim, the
Oh,
ceiling, Everything. Everything is
Oh,
that deep blue.
everything.
The
That's
whole thing. Trim, ceiling, the whole thing. Now, some people they like to follow trends and they want it, but it doesn't work in every house. Like in a basic split level house, there's really no room to do the color drenching unless you take you turn a bedroom into an office or something. You want to go for the drama in there. The place that I do the color drenching is when I have a client with a really big house that they've got, a living room, dining room, family room, and a study, and a first floor office with a fireplace in it, and that kind of thing. That's a house where you take that extra room and you color drench it like that because it can handle the drama.
I don't know if I like this drenching thing. I think I like the trim white and the ceiling white.
But this is what I'm saying. You can handle it in one room. You can handle the drama in one room. But
Okay.
but being in an all dark room all the time is too much. That's what I'm saying. Like I would
Yeah.
personally, I wouldn't do my living room like that because after a year, I'd be like, this is too dark for me. I can't handle it. But one room can handle the drama. Just like I with wallpaper, like a powder room, that's a room where I'll do a dramatic dark color or put wallpaper, something like that, because you're not spending, you know, the entire day in there, like your kitchen, your family room, rooms that you're in all the time. Those are the rooms that I keep neutral. So this is my method. People say, what is the Paint Diva method? That's part of it. The living room and the main rooms that you live in, I usually keep neutral because I know people get sick of color after a while. If you keep it neutral and then you put color in your rugs, your pillows, your artwork. Then when you get tired of it, you just go to Home Goods and get something new. Like if you like purple right now, great. You can get purple pillows. You can get a rug that has purple in it. And then a year or two from now, you'll be like, I'm over the purple. Now I like green.
I love the change. I just don't think we need to stay in the same thing all the time. I like what we did in this house because there's a lot of accent walls.
Hmm.
So literally, if I wanted to change something, I would just change the accent wall to a different color.
Right,
I would leave everything else neutral because a lot of
right.
my house is neutral right now. Although I think it could have taken a little more color in certain spaces, or
Hmm.
maybe that's something that I add in the future, a couple more pops of color.
Hmm.
But talk to me about the browns then. So, like, what about the floor colors? Because I know we do a lot of gray in the floor color now. Are they changing that to another color or are we staying gray?
I never did gray floors because I knew that that was a trend and it was going to go away. And your floors are there for a really long time. The only places that I would do a gray floor, well, in New Jersey is down the shore. If you have a beach house.
We have all gray here, actually.
You're in Florida, you're
All
like
right.
always at the beach.
All right, fine. I have a pool. I don't have a beach, but yeah, I
But
see what you're saying. It
but to me it's a vacation home and you are on vacation every day of your life in Florida. So for a while, the really dark brown floors were a trend, almost like an off black. My daughter had that in her house, and every morning when the sun came in and hit the floor, you saw every speck of dust on that floor.
Oh gosh.
I was like, this is the dumbest trend I've ever seen. You see, especially like in the kitchen, salt, a hair, anything. I was like, this trend is not going to last. And sure enough, that went away. Now, light natural floors are coming in. But people that have really traditional houses, I always have them keep their floors just sort of a mid-tone brown, like special walnut. It's not really dark like that off black. It's not red, gold, or orange. It's just this medium brown. And that's just sort of very traditional, can last forever. But the natural floors work to me in newer construction. So if you're doing a complete gut reno or building a new house, we'll start with the natural floors.
Yeah. What I never liked was the red undertones with the brown wood. I don't like the cherry. I don't mind the brown, the chocolate brown.
Well,
Like the
that was
dark,
in when the red dining rooms were in. All those, it was all warm colors, all golds and reds.
but it's so weird because I really liked that at one time. I really was into it. And now I'm like so not into it.
It's just like hairstyles and fashion and everything. Your iPhone, after a while, it's like it's time for a new one.
I just got this new iPhone. I got the 16, the Pro Max, but it's the same exact phone as the other one. It's like no different,
Mhm.
but it's new. That's all. That's all it is
Right.
new. But you know what I was looking at, Cindy? This is what I'm cracking up at with this color. Whatever this color is, remember we did my daughter's room in this color? You were like, this is the kid color. This is like the turquoise, right? Every 13-year-old wanted that color in their room. And the minute
Yes.
she turned to be like, I think we did it when she was maybe 10. The minute she became a teenager, she's like, I want gray. She hated it. She was like, I
Yeah,
got to get rid of this color.
I know. I know.
So,
This is from working for 11 years in retail in a store and dealing with all these customers coming in, and I learned. And little girls, I thought, and I talk about this in the book, I thought little girls would be split down the middle between pink and purple. 99% of girls all want pink. And the funny thing is that all of their mothers hate pink and don't want pink. And so this became this battle of my daughter wants pink, but I don't want pink. And the mom tries to tone it down, or the mom wants gray or beige or whatever. And the little girl, it depends on their age, right? This is around four
yes,
years
it's the
old. Around
age.
4 years old, they love the pink. That's just what they want. And the pinker, more Pepto pink, the better for them.
Eesh.
I'll do a compromise and we'll maybe do a pink accent
Purple.
wall, or we'll do like a really soft blushy pink. But then when they get to be about a 7 or 8, there's a flip. And it used to be when they were more like 9, 10, like preteens, but it started getting younger and younger. They grow out of the pink phase. And then I think Pottery Barn started it. And everybody, all the girls wanted these like Bahama blue colors, this bright turquoisey blue, like Jamaican aqua was a big
Yes.
color for that for a while, right? And I was really surprised how many people all bought Pottery Barn furniture because Benjamin Moore had a partnership with Pottery Barn at the time. And so people would always come in and bring me the catalog or whatever and say, this is their set. This is what my daughter wants. They want all this bright tropical colors. So that's the preteen stage. But then when they become a teenager, all of a sudden they get more sophisticated
Yes.
and they don't want their little girl room anymore. Now they think that they're little adults and they want a mature room. So then it became the girls wanted gray or white is now the thing. All the
Oh,
teen girls want white. The only issue I have with that is Pottery Barn furniture is not white, it's white dove. It's creamy. So I try to explain to these girls you cannot put white walls, cool white, next to this warm, creamy white furniture, or your furniture is going to look yellow. So I
right.
tell them you have to put white dove on the walls to match your white dove furniture. And this is a thing I talk about in the book all the time. Don't mix your whites because one is cool, one is warm, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
So in your kitchen, if you have an all white kitchen, if your kitchen cabinets are truly white, you want to do a white trim, but a lot of times the cabinets are not white. They're white dove. They're creamy. So if you put like Chantilly lace is this big popular color that everybody loves, this cool white. You can't put Chantilly lace on your trim with creamy cabinets or your cabinets are going to look yellow. That's why I do the color lesson in the very beginning where I teach them about the warm and the cool. You got to put cool with cool and warm with warm. You can't put
Yes.
stark white with a creamy white. You can't because one will look yellow.
Want to look yellow. Like, let's go back to this kid thing because my daughter had this
Yeah.
whole thing because we did a lot of painting.
So you're not surprising me by telling me when she turned 13, all of a sudden she wanted a gray room because that's they all do the same thing. Let's not forget all middle schoolers and teenagers all copy each other. They have to
Yes.
have the same clothes, the same hair, the same everything, and this is what their friends have, so that's what they have to have.
Yeah. Well, remember the time when my daughter was growing up? It's like it was the Justice era, when she was little. So there was all those bright colors. And then right after that, we went into Stonington Gray.
Yes.
And I really love Stonington Gray. To be honest, it's a fantastic color. At least I put it in here in my daughter's room. We basically replicated her room from East Hanover to here.
Right.
And
But that was
remember,
smart. Her feel at home.
yeah, it was literally the same room. We brought her furniture. And
Hmm.
Cindy, I don't know if you remember this, but you taught me how to paint furniture. And so me and my daughter painted this amazing bedroom set and we spray painted the handles black. Then we
Yep.
painted the furniture white. We did Stonington gray on the walls. And we accented with black, pink, and white and gray.
Hmm.
It's very hard to get bored of that because it looks so nice all the time.
That's what I always liked about gray is it's very clean. It's very, it's not, I don't know, cluttered up looking,
It's not. And
Everything.
then like those colors, those accent colors, the gray, the
Hmm.
pink, the black is so nice with it.
Hmm.
You can do so much with it. But interesting enough, Cindy, you're gonna like this. As my daughter goes to college, she wants everything white now.
Right. Yeah, of course she does.
I'm like, what is this white? It's so boring. It's
Because
horrible.
that's the trend.
Oh, she made me buy her a white carpet. I was so mad at her. I'm like, that's gonna last 1 year where you have to throw that away. You will never be
Yeah.
able to use that again. And she's like, I want it. I want it. And I wanted to like buy her a black or a dark gray or something that would last her.
Yeah.
No, it's in the garbage. I don't know where it is. It's already, she did her freshman year. We bought her all white with accent of pink. That was
Right.
her dorm room. And now she's moving into an apartment. So we'll see what's next.
So I'll tell you what the trend is. The kids want the all white rooms, and sometimes moms want the all white that are buying their new house, but they've got two little kids and a dog. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to let you do that. You can't. Your walls are going to be filthy. Only again if it's a really big house and it's rooms that you're never going to use. But I use off whites all the time, and everybody wants a neutral. And I will explain this: neutral is either gray, beige, or grayish. Okay.
Grayish.
Yeah, so grayish is the thing. That's the thing now. Okay, so
Yeah.
I've gotten away from Stonington gray because that's a cooler, slightly darker gray, and I do lighter. It's lighter than that and
Oh.
slightly warmer. It's a beigey gray.
Mm.
So it's not beige. The old beiges from 15, 20 years ago were very peachy and gold,
Hmm.
right? So it's not those, and it's not the cool, darker grays. It's right in the middle.
Grayish.
Grayish. Grayish is the way to go right
Grayish
now.
is the new gray.
Yes. Yes. So it's just a little bit warmer than it was.
I
And
think
I'm
we had,
starting to do greens now, which I hadn't
oh,
done greens in 15 years. It's been, all grays and blues. And now, I'm doing a little bit of green
we're
once in
doing
a while
green.
also.
Greens are nice. Dark greens.
Hmm.
Like this is a nice green here in the book. I like this.
That's
What it is.
teal. Yeah.
Oh, that's teal. Okay.
Hmm.
I do like that. I think that color is
I
awesome.
like that you like that the book is very colorful because it's a book on color. So I made sure that it was very color. Chapter has its own color.
Cindy, I wore it for you and I wanted to tell you. But I think that we need to be wearing color. I think color's fun. And what I love to do, Cindy, which is like everybody knows this about me, I love to buy pillows because I love that I could change. I have a lot of gray now. So
Hmm.
my thing is like pillow buying. I went to buy some pillows this weekend. I had a gift card and I went out to my outside and I bought some like really fun orange and tropical pillows for my outside thing. It's so important to just bring some of that color into your life. It makes me happy. Color makes me happy
Hmm. Yeah. I don't know why so many adults are afraid of color.
because they're boring, Cindy. People are boring. I
Well,
mean,
I'm working on my signature talk.
oh, let's talk about that.
It's going to take a lot of work to finish it up. I used to paint murals before I do what I do now. And one of the last murals that I did, I was hired about a year ago in my town to do the outdoor mural. I live in New Providence, so it's an outdoor wall and it says New Providence. And inside each letter has a different picture.
Mm,
And it's tells the story of the town, basically. The way New Providence got its name was originally in the 1700s, it was called Turkey, not Turkey Town, but Turkey, because there were so many wild turkeys.
right.
And the Presbyterian church in the center of town, one day the balcony collapsed and nobody was hurt. And they said it was an act of providence. So they changed the name
Oh.
of the town to New Providence.
Oh.
So the town symbol is a turkey, the salt brook, which I used to think was a lightning bolt, but found out it was a salt brook, and then the Presbyterian church. So that's the
Oh.
logo. So the NEW in New Providence is a turkey, the salt brook, and the church. So that tells the story of how the town got its name. And then the whole Providence is just, the historical society and, places in town. So I was sort of wrapping my signature talk around that. Like, if I was hired to paint a mural about you and tell the story of your life, what pictures should I put inside each letter that would tell the story of your life? But I talked about you have to choose a color palette for it as well. And in my book, I divide color into the four seasons: winter, spring, summer, and fall.
Mm,
And the winter colors are the grays that we're talking about, kind of absence of color, just sort of all neutrals with no color. Like you had just said, why don't people like color? Because they're boring. And I'm like, well, there's a little more to it. I've been doing this for 20 years and I've worked for thousands of people. And it really takes a little bit of psychology to get inside somebody's head and try to
right.
figure out what I think they're going to like and what they're not going to like. And I can tell people that love color and people that just are no, it's all neutral, you know. And it's just the different personality types. And then spring brings in a little bit of color, like this is your daughter, we're talking about like a blushy pink, maybe a little bit of green, a little gray, a little bit, bringing in a little bit of color, but not too much. Summer is would be my sister. It's all color all the time, and it's people that love to have fun and are outgoing and love going away and very spontaneous, love change all the time. Yeah, right, which is what you're describing, right? It's like I get tired of it, I want something new,
Yeah,
right?
that's totally me. This is my brand color, this hot pink. It's not blushy pink, it's
It's
hot,
hot, exactly, it's
hot
the hot
pink.
pink. Yep. And then fall colors are the colors that the leaves turn. They turn gold, orange, red. Red is a power color,
Mm.
right? They're the boss, they are the world changers, very goal oriented, that type of thing. So I divided it into the four seasons, and I just started thinking about the different personalities of people that I work for, and then I looked up the four personality types, and it fits perfectly. The choleric, the phlegmatic, I find it very interesting. Now I just have to figure out where to take it from there. What am I going to say about that next?
Now you're getting into the psychology of color, I think.
A little bit, yes, which is funny because I've never studied it. I just pick up on it naturally. I'm very intuitive and I just pick up on people.
Do you
So,
see colors when you see people? When you see people, do you see their
no,
colors?
I wish I
Okay.
did. Synesthesia is well, because my podcast is all about autism and I interview people about autism, and there's a lot of nonverbal autistic kids. They have the synesthesia where when they hear music, they see colors
Oh.
and they can see people's auras on them and they can hear thoughts. And the whole thing is wild.
It is there.
I do not have those gifts.
Well, I think that we're going to get into like a spiritual conversation now, but I think that the more present you are, like
Hmm.
you have to be really tapped in to the moment. I think that we have abilities that we haven't tapped into yet. And I
Hmm.
think the autism kids, they can tap into it easier than we can because they have less noise potentially than we do. They might be focused on different things because they know they can't communicate in the regular way. So they have tools that they can use to do it otherwise. Just for instance, something just happened to me. I was sitting here at my desk, and in my head, I heard, your next meeting's canceling. And I'm like, crap. Heard it in my head. Like I
Hmm.
heard it. I knew it, right? I go to
Hmm.
my email, and there was, they canceled my meeting. And I'm like,
Hmm.
and I knew only a minute before that it was happening. Like someone whispered into my ear that that was going to happen.
Hmm.
So I think it's very interesting how, like, when we're tapped in, that we really can hear these things. Unless I have like a magical gift or something, I want to believe like everyone has this thing, but maybe not.
I think this is a theory I heard somebody say, and I kind of believe it. Babies, when they're born, I think that they are very tapped in spiritually because I feel like they've just dropped straight down from heaven, like special delivery, right? And I think that they can still see angels and they're tapped in to things because it's like they'll be in their crib and they're like giggling like somebody's in the room and things like that. But as you start getting older, that starts getting shut down and shut off.
Mm,
But these kids with autism, and these are mostly the ones in the severe lane, that's never shut down on them,
right,
and
right.
they still are tapped in and they're still hearing thoughts. I mean, the stories that I have heard of them, they can see angels, they see dead relatives. It's crazy.
It's amazing. But it's that scripture that talks about, become like little children.
Yes.
And it's the curiosity. It's us staying curious,
Mhm.
staying open to the possibility.
Right, because we get too caught up in the cares of this world.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Cindy, it's been amazing having you on the podcast. What are you busy working on right now? And where can my audience find out more about you?
Well, I am going to be having my own TV show on, it's called Home Inspo TV. It's a brand new streaming network. You can get it on Roku and all that kind of stuff. Home Inspo TV. It's cooking, interior design, makeovers, things like that. Anything having to do with the home. We haven't come up with the title of it yet. It's the Paint Diva something, and I'll be going to homes and, choosing colors for people and probably be about 6 episodes. I guess we'll see how it goes, right? Because it's
Awesome.
because it's all new. I'm not going to start filming until probably around Labor Day because we have to work out all the logistics. We've got to come up with the ideas for the episodes and we have to figure out where they're going to be filmed and all of that. But in the meantime, they can watch Home Inspo TV, and also makeovers on people as well. There's the Eggy Effect. I think that one just dropped, and she I think has a salon, and she does makeovers.
Where can the audience find you right now to work with you?
They can go on my website. It's Paint Diva NJ for New Jersey. So it's paintdivanj.com because there are other paint divas. I was there first though. Just FYI, I'm the original. No, when I did my website like 20 years ago, there was a guy in Florida who called himself the Paint Diva.
Oh.
So, and he's no longer around anymore, but I couldn't use the Paint Diva, so I was the Paint Diva of New Jersey, not Florida. I had to be, specific about that. So that's me, paintdivanj.com. The book is available on Amazon, or they can order it, from my website directly through the publisher if they like. But everything is on my website.
Amazing. So, everyone, if you're looking to redecorate or you're buying a new home, reach out to Cindy Gelormini, the Paint Diva, and she will take you through the process. Thank you so much for being a guest on the Stay on Course podcast.
Thanks for having me, Julie. It was fun.
Thank you.